Hi loves, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my good name is Megan. Thank you so much for clicking. On today's video, I want to be sharing with you some of the pros of living in Italy as a foreigner. Of course, every country has its own pros and cons, and if you are watching this video and you might be thinking of moving to Italy, this is the right video for you. So without much further ado, let's get straight to it. So my loves, living in Italy can be such a great experience, especially if you have lots of patience. And number one, I must admit that Italians are very friendly and accepting for foreigners. They are generally known for their warmth and hospitality towards foreigners. That is something I must admit, because it's something I have personally experienced while living here as a foreigner. The locals are usually very willing to help with things like directions and even recommendations. And I feel this is something I like about the locals here. And to add on that, Italians feel you are honoring them, especially when you are trying or when you show interest of learning their culture and their language. And in most cases, something that I have experienced is if you are trying to learn something about them or even the language, and you will notice their willingness to help you with that. So I feel they feel honored when they see a foreigner wanting to learn a thing or two about them. And number two is the cost of living here in Italy is way much lower than most countries, and especially in Europe. On average, the cost of living is about 20% lower than most countries. The rental expenses will vary depending on the city you live in or the type of home you choose. Of course, with major cities like Milan, Florence, and Rome, can be a bit pricier, but with smaller cities like Bologna, Verona, you will find that it is a bit cheaper. I have friends who live in abroad in different countries, for example, America, Australia, and maybe Canada. And when we got to compare the cost of living, I realized that the cost of living here in Italy is way lower and cheaper. And number three on the pros of living in Italy is that the education system here in Italy is very strong. If you're planning to move to Italy and perhaps you are worried about your children's education, the good news is that your children will get full access to the country's free and high quality education. But if you want your child to study in your language, then you might opt for a private school. Italian schools offer courses majorly in Italian, but they also offer courses in other secondary languages like English, Spanish, French, German. Yes, so your child gets to learn additional languages while studying in an Italian school. And in my opinion, Italian public schools are way better than the private schools. And number four is Italy's lifestyle and culture, which is world renowned. It doesn't matter where you live in Italy, either in the major cities or the small cities, but one thing that is certain is that its food, lifestyle, culture, arts, rich history, and nightlife is the best in the world. I really love the lifestyle here. The Italians are so easy with life. They don't just work to live like most of us do. They live to work. I just love their lifestyle. Everything about them is easy. There's quite a lot that I can say or talk about their lifestyle and culture. But let me just add on that I really love their food. Their food is amazing. If you've tasted Italian meals, you will agree with me that not only is it healthy, but very amazing. They have good cuisines, and this is something that I adapted to really quick. Italy is home to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I believe this is because of its rich culture. But if your aim is to maybe avoid tourist destinations, you might consider smaller towns or cities like Bologna and Trento. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter where you live, you will still find yourself immersed by this beautiful culture. So my loves, those are the pros I felt I wanted to share with you. And let me add, once you've experienced this beautiful country, you will always want more. So thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to hit that notification bell, because the next video that I will be sharing will be about the cons of living in Italy as a foreigner, and I'm sure you don't want to miss that. Thank you so much my loves for watching. If you haven't subscribed, kindly do so and I will appreciate. Of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. We meet on to the next one. Mwah. Ciao ciao.